Hey guys, I have been very neglectful of my YouTube channel, and for very good reason. I only have so much energy. Holy crap, this has just been, and I've got so much happening, and it's just all like combining in one huge cluster for me. So, where to begin? I picked a job. I'm going to Lexington. They're not helping me move, so I have to manage this on my own. So this place is going to charge me, what, close to $3,000 to get out of my contract. Yeah. So I got that going on. Then I have to move. It looks like it's going to cost me about somewhere close to $1,800 to move into my new place. That's almost $5,000. And then I should get almost 3 paychecks. I have 2 weeks of vacation that they're going to pay me for. I have, the next 2 weeks. So I get paid on the 15th. Then I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice on Friday so that and then I have to get my apartment. My credit card, the bank that I go through with my credit card yanked me around today. So they said, oh, well, we thought this was fraudulent, so we rejected it, which was my deposit to put down for them to do all my stuff for my background check, etc. Thanks. So I have to work on that on Monday. I have to call them up and then try to figure out how to redo everything, and that'll be just a joy. So that's how I feel about life right now. I figured out a way to do it. I'm actually kind of creative. So I just have to really buckle down. I got OnlyFans, which is another source of revenue, which I'm going to use to the fullest advantage I can. Because, yeah. And then, what else is going on? Not a lot. One of the guys that I talked to on an app, I guess, apparently, he was at Pride, and they were going through, one of his friends was going through her phone. I think he said her, going through her phone, and my picture showed up. And he said, wait a minute, who's that? She goes, oh, that's the guy I follow, AJ. And he goes, I talked to him on this app. So then he gets a hold of me and he says, hey, by the way, one of your people that follows you on Twitter is also my friend that's on Twitter, but she also told me that you have a OnlyFans. And so that turned into a whole thing. Okay, I'm being attacked. That turned into a whole thing like, hey, you have OnlyFans. What is that like? What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. There are a lot of other people on the planet that are doing all kinds of stuff on this. Come to find out, apparently, I'm in the top 6.3% of OnlyFans contributors. Or not contributors, but creators. And I sat there like, that makes no sense. Now, then again, I'm looking at other people's YouTubes and I'm like, why does this person's actually pretty cool. Why do they have so few followers? And I'm like, oh, that's why. People I don't want to put it that way. What I want to say is, I am providing a service to everybody that's watching this that is, it's entertainment. And it's feeling like you know somebody. Like somebody's giving you everything they have in them. Unlike Wolfie, who the only thing he wants is cheese. Yeah, you're good. You're good. His Majesty, I've noticed, has put on some weight. When I got him, I picked him up and he's like, where are you? He was so he was probably extremely healthy. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of my ex at the moment. on many venues, but Wolfie has like come back to himself, which is really cool. So that's my plus. The apartment I'm looking at has vinyl plank flooring. That's a plus. And they have a laundry. They have laundry in your kitchen, and the laundry's right behind you. So I'm like, oh, this would be really cool. And it's also, he's eating his food. And it's also right next to everything. So as I'm sitting there, I'm like, the Hamburg area of Lexington has everything. Mongolian barbecue. I love Mongolian barbecue. I mean, freaking love it. Because you can go there and say, I want this to be sweet Jesus, so hot, nobody should eat it. And then I want you to add more. And then there's the Thai place I like. It's just up the road, Arch and 9. And then there's SAM, which is a sushi place that I like. There's a Texas Roadhouse, which I could just live on their rolls. Pretty much just live on their rolls. And it just goes on from there. There's a couple Korean places. There's some weird tiny little seafood place, which kind of scares me because it's seafood in Kentucky. But who knows? I'll check it out. Kroger, of course, is right there. And then there's a Myers. Myers is where you go. For those of you who don't know, Myers is where you go to get like weird specialty things. Like they have an international section that has like Middle Eastern, kebab marinades, and it's just all this weird stuff that you're like, what? Their pitas are really good. And I'll sit there and I'll make like kebabs. Shish kebab means shish is beef. Or no, shish is how you cook it on a skewer over, and usually it's like charcoal. Kebab means beef, because shish tawuk means chicken cooked on a stick. I learned this because I lived in Detroit. We had a huge Lebanese population, and Yemenis, and Iraqi, Chaldean. And they all lived in different sections. And when you went to Dearborn, there was the Sunni section and the Shiite section, and there was a line, and you did not cross it. That's how they kept the peace. And I'm like, holy crap. Very nice people, very homophobic. Very homophobic. But to each their own. They never bothered me, so I didn't care. Anyway, so there's all this food, and there's even Middle Eastern food closer to downtown. It's Turkish. So when you deal with the Middle East, there's a little bit of variation, but not enough to really give a rip about. It's all really good. It's a lot of vegetables. Really well prepared and well seasoned vegetables. So anyway, I'm just going through this list of all these cool things, and I'm sitting there like, wow, this is going to be great. And I even know a couple people. So my buddy Jeremy is there. And then there's a guy that's on one of my apps that he's like, hey, as soon as you get here, let me know because I want to go hiking. He's really cute too. I mean, really cute. Like, why are you talking to me cute? I think the problem is that there's not a lot of people that actually like put themselves out there. So it's like, I kind of, that weird niche of people where everybody goes, oh, you would be so cool to hang out with. And I'm like, yeah, I would. It'd also be cool to date. I just have to find the right guy that has the right stuff. Basically, he needs to be able to handle almost anything, because I'm a lot. But I'm a lot in a good way. I'm a lot in the way that you'd say, okay, I do not want a boring life. Really? Would you like to go play? Then I would be your boyfriend. I'd be the perfect boyfriend. It's like, oh, it sounds fun. Going up to the pinnacles, which there's mountains above Berea, something like that, in Kentucky. There's this mountain range up there that you can climb up to the top of, all these trails, but from the Berea College that maintains them. And you can get up there, and it's just like you stand on the edge of a cliff that goes all the way down, and you can see the whole valley in all directions. And I'm like, I want to go there. I want to stand there and go, I am so fucking freaked out because we are too close to the edge. And he's like, it's 50 feet that way. Like, I'm afraid you'll push me. I'm afraid I'll just jump. Just saying. There's a lot of things that go through my head that I'm like, what happens if I'm stupid for 5 seconds and say, I bet I could fly? I don't know. You don't know what foolish things go through my head. But anyway, so I'm excited, and I'm like, I've got so much I could do. And I'm sitting there, as I'm walking the trails here, going, I love this place. It did its job. It got me through my divorce. It got me through, you know, the ravages of the latter part of COVID. It got me through, you know, trying to date, trying to go out, working on things, working on my body. Everything worked until it just slowed down. My job is, I'm really good at what I do. I'm also really good at listening. And what I'm hearing a lot of is, this is the analogy I used. We'll just do that. You see those pictures? If you go to the museums, you'll see these paintings. And somebody took a brush and made little dots. And they're all different color. And when you go really far back and look at it, it's a really pretty picture. Get where I'm going with this? But when you're up close, you see each individual dot. And there's space in between of them. That space in between of them is stuff that needs to be done. In a normal company, somebody would look at that and go, ooh. And then they would start drawing lines in between of people and then painting it in, filling it in. Or smearing across it so they all like touched each other, right? Where I work, they stretch the canvas out a little more, thinking that might do it. And now there's more space. So all of that space in between of those dots is actual functions that need to happen. And nobody's taking ownership of it because they're little dots. And if you're somebody that spreads out in between of the dots, they will let you do that until it's detrimental to your mental health. And so I'm sitting here as this person that's looking at this and seeing where I've spread out amongst the dots, where I'm communicating correctly with people, where I'm working on things that need to be worked on, going, what are the rest of you doing? I can walk up to somebody and say, hey, I need a vision system that does the following. Well, I'm not really the right person for a vision system. Your boss says you are. Well, the technological person was this other guy and he's gone, and now this other guy is taking over for it. So I think he's the right kind of like, this guy has no college education, the guy he's talking about that's supposed to do it, and won't know fuck all with it because he's a technician that was made into an engineer without any training. They just said, you can do the job. And it's like, that poor guy is being set up to fail. And that's what this organization is. I'm like, I'm done. I'm just done. Bully for me. So, that's where I'm at. There will be more of these, obviously. My OnlyFans, of course, is full of the same concept, only a little more risque and a little less cloth. I love you guys. I love you, dude. There's going to be a lot more of this when I get to Louisville, Lexington. But right now I'm trying to keep my energy levels like in a good place. See ya.